Hey y'all, it's Jen Hobbs here with my wife Kaylee, and today we are doing our first time. Who was your first celebrity crush?
I'd have to go with Alicia Cuthbert from The Girl Next Door.
Oh yeah, you've talked about her
Yeah.
before. She's smoking hot. If you haven't seen that movie, go check it out. It's pretty good.
It's a good movie, and I thought I'd just like the whole movie, but really I just liked her in it.
I would have to say mine was Sandra Bullock.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. My mom really loved Sandra Bullock growing up, and we watched a lot of Sandra Bullock movies. And I used to think, wow, these movies are so great. And they really were really bad movies. She was just a really hot, awesome actress. What was your first job?
First real job, besides like the little babysitting and stuff like that on the side, was at Southeast Texas Gastroenterology. I worked in medical records part-time while I was in college, and it was a great job.
I was a vet tech. Well, not really a vet tech. I would say glorified pooper scooper.
What was your first plane ride?
The local college in my town, they were in the running to play for the national championship for their division. My niece ended up winning the game and then went to play in the championship game in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And I got to go on my first plane ride, and it was the best ever. And Chattanooga was so awesome. It was so cold. I'll never forget it.
My first plane ride was to Hawaii, actually.
What?
Yeah, I was like 6, and we went to visit my uncle who was stationed in the Marines, and he lived up there. So we went to Oahu, and we stayed up there for like a month. We went to Diamond Head and the Toilet Bowl and like all those other places, the Dole Plantation.
Pineapple. Who was your first love?
My first love was...
We all know.
Yeah.
I know.
Leo. He was a dreamy boy at the time, and we were best friends. We got along so well. We could like rock out to Shania Twain in the car. Like, he would do anything. He wasn't afraid of like looking cool or whatever, and we just got along really well. Definitely my first love.
I guess I gotta watch out for Leo. Maybe Ross, when I was my little middle school boyfriend. He hung out at the Life Center after school. His mom was a teacher at my school, and he's a pretty cute guy. We played basketball and stuff, and we both liked watching Dragon Ball Z in the afternoon. So it was a good time. I would watch him play his Pokemon cards, and yeah, good times. So what was your first tattoo?
First tattoo and only tattoo is the pride dots on my foot.
I'll put a photo of it somewhere.
Yeah. The story behind the tattoo is that we went last year to Tulsa to visit my brother and sister-in-law, and they told us at dinner that they were planning on getting the pride dots. They both got them on their arm.
Oh yeah, you can see mine.
Yeah, there's
Here.
hers.
Can you see it?
And I got mine on my foot, and they said they wanted to do it to support us, and she also has a sister that is gay, and so they have a lot of gay friends, and they're allies, and they just wanted to show their support. And of course Jen was like, well, I'm gonna get it too, and so by default I also did.
My first tattoo, I was 18, and this was probably my first and maybe only real rebellious thing I did. It was this horrible looking dolphin tattoo that was right on my right hip. I think I have an old picture of it somewhere. If I find it, I'll show it. I've since gotten it covered up with something way cooler, and I will show that too, a fleur-de-lis, which means more to me being a southern Louisiana woman than anything else. But yeah, I've always liked dolphins, I guess, and one of my sorority sisters had just gotten one at this one place around the corner, so I was like, I'm gonna get a tattoo as well. And my dad was super pissed at me. This is the whole time where I like just kind of came out to him, and I'd gotten this tattoo, so it was like, whoa, what's happening? Like, who is this girl? But yeah, that was pretty much the only thing.
What was your first car?
Her name was Old Blue, and she was a beautiful 2003 Ford Focus. And she died in Houston in a blaze of glory on the way to go see you right after you had broken up with me,
Oh.
and I was going to go win her back. It worked.
My first car was a red Geo Tracker. It was my grandmother's, and when she passed away, I got it.
Do you have an old picture of it somewhere?
I could find something
If not,
comparable
like we'll find something
on the internet.
comparable.
It was cool. It was like a mini Jeep, and you know, it was a hard top that you could take off, which was a pain in the butt. I hardly ever did that, but it was neat. The only problem was the air condition didn't work. So, in the place where I grew up, my school was like 5 minutes away. My work was 2 minutes away, so I didn't really spend a ton of time in the car. So it was fine. What was your first cell phone?
Okay, so I had the old Nokia phone, the one with the snake game. I'll put a photo of it on there. So anyone that was born probably before 1992 or 3 maybe knows this phone. I won it in a bingo game. My parents had no plans on giving me a cell phone that young. This was way before texting or internet on the phone, stuff like that. And it was awesome. I was so pumped. I thought it was so cool. I had like 4 people on my phone. I had my grandma, my mom, my dad, and my best friend.
My first phone was a Nextel, which I don't even think it exists anymore, but it was basically like a walkie-talkie and a phone. So if you could talk to other people with Nextel phones through a walkie-talkie, you wouldn't have to actually dial their number and call them. It was almost like a pin.
I've seen those.
And
I've never had
it
one.
was
Those look
more
cool.
used for like construction type jobs and workers,
Yeah.
so they could easily just, you know.
Yeah. It
Talk
was just
to
like a
each
really
other really
long
quickly.
range walkie-talkie, I
Right.
guess.
So my mom had it, my dad, and like we just got on a plan. And at first, my brother and I shared one, and then we got our own. But yeah, I mean they were cool.
That's
They were
pretty
kind of
neat.
like rugged and big, which is good
Yeah.
because I'm very clumsy, and that was
Yeah.
before like all
Oh,
these
this
waterproof.
that was a Nokia. You couldn't kill it. I ran it over. I ran this phone over. I don't know how it made it, but it did. It was fine.
First time I got a speeding ticket.
Have you ever gotten a speeding ticket?
Knock on wood. No, I've never gotten a speeding ticket before in my life.
Really?
I've been pulled over many times and gotten a warning occasionally for speeding. Little things like,
It's called hot woman privilege.
I mean, I don't really speed that much. Like, yeah, I've gotten caught up before where I don't realize I'm going like 15 over on a road trip or something. But for the most part, I feel like I'm pretty cautious and I don't really drive super duper fast. She's the one with the light foot.
My first speeding ticket, I got. Oh God, you don't know this. This is embarrassing.
That's okay. Even better.
I was in college. I was on my way to Texas to meet this girl that I met online.
Oh.
It was a 55-mile-an-hour highway, and it dropped quickly from 45 to 40. And again, this was before you had maps on your phone. So we had printed out this map of where we were trying to go to find our hotel, and I couldn't really figure out how to get there, and we were trying to read it. We had light on in the vehicle. No drinking or anything like that involved. But I just kind of was still going that same speed limit in the trap. I was in the wrong for sure. But yeah, that was really embarrassing. And even more so that the girl was a total
Disappointment.
When was the first time you knew you wanted to marry me?
I would say, weirdly enough, when you got the stomach virus. Guys, I have a huge phobia of vomit. I don't know why, but I hate it. I don't want to be around it. I don't want to hear it, see it, do it. And when she got the stomach virus, my first instinct was not to run away, which it is with most people. I just wanted her to feel better and like, what can I do to make you feel all right? And I didn't make her like leave the bed and get as far away from me as possible. So that was weirdly enough how I knew that I must love you a lot more than anybody else. And if we can get through that, then we can get through anything.
I realized after I had my jaw surgery, like right after, and how she took care of me in the best way. Like, I'm not sure I would be as good as she was. She was like so nurturing. It felt like everything that I was missing my whole life. Like I never felt taken care of like that before, and I knew that if you were this good to me, that I felt safe with you.
That's good.
So.
And it's also hard for her to like accept help, and she wants to be independent and do everything herself, but in this situation she truly couldn't. It was nice to take care of you. You were a good patient overall, although I couldn't understand anything you were saying, but you get used to that as well.
I love you.
I love you too.
Tell us your first crush in the comment section. I'm curious to know. Celebrity crush, like.
Or maybe like the first time or inkling you had that maybe you were gay, or maybe like not totally straight. Because I feel like that's like a special moment when you're like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
And it's like once you get that thought in your head, it's really hard to ignore it.
We will catch you guys next time.
Thanks, guys. I love you.